Hi, I'm Chris Bates, orthopedic hand surgeon and co-founder of Better Way Medical Group. I wanted to talk to you about why I wanted to quit private practice many times and why I don't feel like that anymore. So, I went through fellowship in 2019. That means August of 2020, I started my private practice. Arguably one of the hardest times in the history of the US to start a private practice. Immediately post COVID, everybody shut down, all that. Well, my partners and I had talked ahead of time, and I had said I am so interested in wide awake surgery. I want to offer this for patients in the office, and we were high fives and smiling like this is going to be such an amazing thing. The insurance companies are going to love us, that we're going to save them money, we're going to save the patients money, we're going to lower the risks. I mean, just all the pros and positives about WALANT surgery that everybody knows. But what they don't tell you is that you can't get it paid for. Simple cases like de Quervain's, Dupuytren's needle aponeurotomies, mass codes with 26116. My manager came to me and said, "Hey, Dr. Bates, I just want you to know you're not getting paid for these." And I said, "I know, I understand. I'm just going to get my normal rate that I would normally get at the surgery center, and I'll buffer the cost of the workflow and the cost of the supplies in the office and the staff. It's what I want to do, and I'm going to do it." And she said, "No, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase. You're getting $0." And I said, "Hold on. What do you mean? I've helped, 50 patients like this by now." And she said, "For these particular codes, you're not getting paid." And I was incredibly frustrated. At the same time, I started seeing my overhead skyrocket, an extra 10,000 a month, an extra 20,000 a month. I mean, just that post-COVID inflation hurt. And so we, I asked myself, how can we actually figure this out to make it work in the US, at least with commercial insurance companies? And so 5 years later, thousands of hours and tons of education, and we've figured out how to basically change the contract to be able to get paid more for doing it in the office. So it benefits the patient, it benefits us, and it actually benefits the insurance company too, quite a lot, because they save thousands and thousands of dollars per case when these cases are moved to the office. But the problem is they don't understand at anything about this at all. And anytime you talk about increasing rates, it's an immediate no. And so now that we've got this figured out, now that I can offer patients a carpal tunnel and a de Quervain's in the office, I see a little bit more, they see significantly less. It has been a practice changing thing for me. I get to spend more time with my patients. I feel like I'm actually able to know them a little bit better, especially when we spend time during the case. I mean, we're talking, we're chatting, I'm getting to know them. I treated a guy that had been a musician on, an amazing, like high level bands, very well known, and currently is basically doing volunteer gigs at retirement homes because he loves to do it. We listened to his music during the case. Other patients, I get to know their kids. They talk about their families, especially like these, people who just, or these ladies that just recently delivered, have bad de Quervain's and want it fixed. We're able to get to know their family and their kids and talk about that. So it's really brought me back to what brought me to medicine in the first place, like getting to know people and helping people. And it's actually moved me away from the dangers of a fee for service model where, people become numbers and volume and revenue are all that matter. And in today's overhead environment, I get it. It is very challenging and still frustrating, but I don't want to quit anymore. You know, I get to go to work on those days. I'm happy to see those patients. I'm happy to help them through it. Uh, we've been doing it, between myself and my partner, we've done over 4,000 cases like that in the past 4 years or so. And so it's really smooth. It's like the best ASC I can imagine, you know. I know my staff, they know me. It's smooth. We've encountered all sorts of little hiccups along the way that we've ironed out. It's like going to an ASC that you've been part of forever with a team that you've been a part of forever and that knows you really well. You show up, you know it's going to be just like you expect. And it's so wonderful now to have that. Plus, I get paid a little more. Patients pay a whole lot less. And it's a huge win-win. And so now I don't want to quit. Anyways, that's just been on my mind for a while. I've been talking with a lot of docs about doing this, so I thought I'd share. That's it. All right. Have a good day. Bye.
If you're a private practice hand surgeon that wants to get paid more for WALANT style cases done in the office, then send us an email at info@betterwaymedical.com and we'll see how we can help. That's it. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.